Listen-only mode.
Good morning everyone, my name's Don Porter, I'm one of the internal solutions team here at AIT. I'm here with my colleague Anoop Shahi, who can assist with any questions you may have, so if you do have any questions during the webinar, please post them in the chat pane and we'll get around to them at the end of the webinar. So today we're going to run through EveryonePrint, our mobile printing solution, and show how it can make it easier for mobile printing for any establishment. I will be distributing the slides after the webinar, so I do have a quick promotional video here. It's only about 1 minute and 30 long, so it's not a long video. But yeah, it just summarises the webinar and shows how easy mobile printing can be with the EveryonePrint solution. So let's start looking at it. So why do you need EveryonePrint? BYOD, or bring your own device, is a saying that's become part of our culture now, and with it, it brings its own issues when people need to print. Visitors to your office, students needing to authenticate to the network, foreign devices, people using their own laptops, mobile phones and tablets, they all want and need to and expect to print from these devices. We need to make sure this can be done securely without taking up time from your organisation and from the user. By using EveryonePrint, you can allow all these types of users to print documents safely and securely without risk to your network. For secure environments, we offer a private cloud that sits inside your network and is internally hosted. It means protected by firewalls, giving you security and peace of mind. The second option is to offer a public cloud. This can be used where an establishment has a lot of guest users and sort of coffee shop type of environment. So there's the two options you can have with the solution. So who needs EveryonePrint? Anyone using a laptop, tablet or mobile device will at some point have a requirement to print from that. It's ideal for remote workers wanting to release jobs when they go into the office, and there's no VPN access is required. Also with sort of multi-site organisations, staff want to be able to release jobs at the different locations when they attend, and they don't want to be installing drivers each time they attend the site. So for multi-site organisations, it's a real good sort of software solution. Guest users wanting to print from mobile devices, sort of colleges, part-time students may not be in the school database, so they may also have a requirement to print from the mobile device. These are sort of key customers that we get that require the EveryonePrint solution. I'd comfortably say that EveryonePrint is the most advanced mobile printing solution on the market to date. Other solutions may offer 1 or 2 different ways to print, but where EveryonePrint is unique is that it offers 5 different ways to print. You can see them mentioned here: email print, web upload, driver print, mobile print, and the Google Cloud print. I'll just do a quick demo of the ones quickly, and I'll show you sort of how easy this solution is to use. This is the EveryonePrint login portal. I'm going to log in now using my Active Directory username and password. EveryonePrint uses LDAP authentication to look up to existing directories. So if the user is in Active Directory, they'll simply log in using their AD credentials. If they're not registered on the software, they'll be prompted to create an account the first time they use it. And that's a one-time setup, so there's no sort of IT involvement there. It's done by the end user wanting to print. So this shows my print portal, and it'll show recently printed documents and also any jobs pending to print. I will preview the web upload first. So there's 2 options. There's the file upload and there's the web URL. It supports all the main document types, so PDF, JPEGs, Word documents. They're all supported within EveryonePrint. So yeah, I just selected a test document, simply press next. This is all fully customizable, so if it's an establishment, you can have the logo up there. It also supports multi-languages, so you can see here, and you can just select whichever language you want the solution to run in, and you can have all of the options available, or you can lock it down to just a couple of options, and it totally depends how you want it configured. So the jobs uploaded here, it will show me a list of the available printers that I can print to. So I'll print a job here to our Leeds office. It also gives you some advanced options, so you can select the number of copies, page range, short side or long side. It'll give you a status here, awaiting release. So if I select a job to print, it shall then go to the print queue to be printed. There's two ways for EveryonePrint to be configured. There's privacy, where the job needs to be released in the My Print portal. I'll go back here. The job's printed, so you can have it configured two ways. So privacy is where I would need to release the job at this stage, and before it's printed to the print queue. Or there's direct print, which we've got set up here. And direct print is ideal when it's being used in a full print environment. The job will simply sit in a print queue until it's securely released at the device. But privacy, it would need to be released at the My Print portal. So if you use it at home and they send the job to print when they're at home, and when they come into the office, they can then select for the job to be released. So it offers document security there. So that covers the web upload. As I said, there is a URL option on there. So for any web page you want it to print, simply copy and paste it into there, and it'll give you the option to print that as well. Driver print is another good option, especially when you want to print from any application. You can use the simple file print option. The user logs in onto the laptop with the AD credentials, so EveryonePrint knows who's authenticated, and then it downloads it onto the correct operating system, and then you can utilize the file print. It's ideal for working with sort of complex document types, where it might be sort of CAD drawings or things like that you wouldn't normally want to email, and you can utilize the file print option from within the application. Email print is also ideal for sort of remote workers, and we've got a designated address set up here of advanced print at AIT. This can be configured to whatever the establishment wants. The user would then simply create an email, attach any documents they want to print, and then that will be sent to the My Print portal. It will show it in different stages, so there'll be a separate print job for the body of the email, and then it'll have the attachments below it. So you don't have to print all of them, you can just select which ones you want to print and delete any relevant ones. Email print has two methods for authentication. If the email address is populated in the user directory, EveryonePrint can do an LDAP lookup to authenticate against this, so it's real simple. If it's not the case, then they can do a simple email self-association. The first time they use the software, they'll receive an email and they'll have to enter the username and password to create an account. As again, it's an end-user creation. There's no requirement from the IT on that one. So it's ideal for sort of remote workers, and they may be in a rush, and they'll simply create an email, send the email to the designated email address, and then that job will then be ready to print whenever they attend the office. Google Cloud Print is another good option from any sort of Google Cloud application. I'm going to show it in Google Chrome, but it can be done from tablets or mobiles. You can add the list of printers available on this portal. You can see we've got one added here for the Leeds office. You just add any printers you want to make available to the user, and then you can simply use the print option within Google Chrome. You look here, we've got a printer set up there, so you can make as many printers as you want available, and then they can simply print like that. So a real easy way to print from a web page. So that covers the ways to print from the web portal, and there is another way to print, which is for iOS supported devices and also Android devices. iOS devices, you can use the native AirPrint functionality built into the device. EveryonePrint is downloaded onto the wireless gateway, and it then automatically announces itself onto any iOS device on that network. And then simply go to the share via option on the application, and there'll be the EveryonePrint printers available to them there, as you can see here. If it's configured for authentication, then the user will have to authenticate the first time they use this, and they won't be prompted again unless it's being used on a shared device. Schools or colleges may have shared iPads, so you can simply put a logout option on there and then log in when they want to print something. With the Android application, it's very similar to the iOS device. However, they do need to download the EveryonePrint app from the Google Market. It's a free application, and then they can simply print using the share via option again. And you'll see all the apps on the phone, and it's just a simple one added there for EveryonePrint. And it's a very similar way to the iOS devices. So it's two really easy ways to print from the mobile devices, especially in a school environment where students want to print from them. The Android and iOS devices are really quick ways to print. This screen just shows a high-level overview of a typical EOP EveryonePrint infrastructure. The user will print from the device, it will go to the print server, and if it's using LDAP authentication, then it authenticates immediately. If it's being used with a full printing system, it will then pass on the job to the print management solution and be held in a print queue until it's securely released. If it's being used if it's not being used in a full print environment, then the user can either securely release it from the web portal or get it directly print from the device. As mentioned then, EveryonePrint does integrate with the leading print management solutions. If it's being used in a full print environment, then EveryonePrint simply sends the job onto the print management solution and it handles it from there. So if you've got any rules or quotas enforced, then these will still be registered through EveryonePrint. If you're an establishment that's not too bothered to account for printing but still want to offer secure release, EveryonePrint does have its own native embedded solution. It works with all the leading manufacturers. So the user would simply upload the job in the usual way, and then they will securely release it at the device using the EveryonePrint native embedded solution. And as you can see, there's a list of ones there. So it's like its own mini sort of embedded solution on the device. So here's a list of recent features. We've recently brought out EveryonePrint Professional. And this is ideal for organisations who have multiple subnets and large complex networks, and it makes the configuration much easier. So for large universities or colleges that do utilise multiple subnets, then the EveryonePrint Professional version would be recommended in that sort of environment. It's also the ability to delete users from within the database, and it now supports A3 document sizes within the Google Cloud Print. One of the big ones there that I didn't mention was the co-branding in the iOS and Android applications. And you can see here, this can be customized to put in the logo of any establishment, so you can offer a consistent theme with the printing there. Here's some more recent developments that have recently been brought out. It just shows that EveryonePrint is continuously being updated to keep it at the market leader in mobile printing. It's constantly bringing out new upgrades and versions, so it's important to stay up to date with the latest versions that are being released. So to summarise, EveryonePrint is the most advanced mobile printing solution on the market to date. The 5 ways to print make it very user-friendly and flexible. There's a method there to print for almost any establishment. It removes the IT staff involvement when guests need to print and offers remote workers the opportunity to print wherever they are. It's easy to install by both IT staff and the end user, making it a fully self-service revenue creation solution. So at the end of the webinar, as I said, it's a very high-level overview of our solution. If you do have any questions, please feel free to contact me. But if you have to get off, thank you for your time. I'll stick around for the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. So if you do have any questions, just type them into the chat pane now, and I will get around to answering them. Thank you for your time.